What's up, everyone, and welcome to another Shock and Awe toy review. Two idiots, a camera, and a review. I'm one of your reviewers. Wilson next to me is the big bearded god of thunder,
Mr. Berg.
So defeated. Head back, looking at the ceiling. Why the fuck am I here? Jesus, we're reviewing another fucking Transformer toy. I got no fucking idea what it is. It doesn't look like Megatron. Oh, what was that? Megatron? Yes, this is a Megatron toy. It's a third-party toy. Who is it?
This is Perfect Effects DX09 Mega Doragon.
That's right. Also known as Beast Wars Transmetal Megatron. That's the box. Beautiful, beautiful pictures
Oh,
of
it's
the
a
box.
Digimon.
There you go. And this is Megatron
Or
in his...
is he Yu-Gi-Oh?
I got no clue, man. That's all past my time. So it's big dragon form. Look at that wingspan. Don't you wish you had a wingspan like that?
It looks amazing.
It's massive. He is very, very big toy. Would you like to talk about his color scheme and the paint and
I
such?
love the fact that they stole the Iron Man candy red and gold highlights with the black. The paintwork application, as some people might say, is immaculate. I haven't noticed any slop or anything. There's golds all over painted. There's some gunmetal blue is the best way I would describe it. It's great. There's details up the wazoo. There's every nook and cranny has some cool little Transformer bits. The clear orange and gold wingspan looks amazing. The gold on the wings on these sections look great. The green highlights on whatever you want to call that joint looks awesome. Just a visually stunning Iron Man dragon.
And this clear plastic, actually, I get very nervous around toys that have this clear plastic. This is very durable and it's thicker. And I can tell you, Mr. Berg, that it survives a fall.
Well,
I did drop just the wings themselves. We'll show this.
He is a crazy light figure.
Yeah, he's crazy light, and he's got these crazy wing pieces that all fold together, and the wings neatly come off right there very easily, but stay on real well because there's a firm connection there. So yes, just to make it a little easier for us in this room, putting the wings down a bit. Looking closer at the head, you can also see all the nice details on the face. The eyes, I don't know how you paint something like that well. Not only is it painted yellow and looks good, like looks yellow, those are incredibly straight lines. I don't see anything wrong. But that's typical for Perfect Effect. They do really well with their figures, paint-wise. And
I can't tell if he's molded in the metal finish or in some pieces, or if it's painted on, but it's got to be painted on because like that's one piece. Visually stunning and not in a Michael Bay, ouch my eyes hurt, just like I want to keep looking at it. It is a great shelf piece if you just wanted to put it on your shelf in this mode and never transform it, but that would be silly.
And this is the Transmetal 2. So this is third iteration, much like the Hasbro Prime that we reviewed. For this version too, he's pretty well articulated. He's got some nice ball joint connections in the head. There's only two, but they get really good range. Like you can see, you can look down. I wish there was maybe one more in there, but I can understand why, because later we'll look at this. This becomes his arm. He has great mouth. Like, look at that. Like. And with Perfect Effect, usually, actually, I found their ball joints are loose, but on this guy, at least in the neck area, you can still feel a little looseness, but they're tighter than those Leo Convoy ones that they did that change into the Lions. You know which ones I'm talking about? I have like multiple versions of them. And the tail of the dragon, ball joints all over the place. This is where it gets a little looser, especially down here where it's connected. Part of that's because I think this huge piece is just connected to the back of the Transformer's head. It's odd. Look, it'll stay up. The wings have all kinds of cool motions. Claws are articulated, arms are really well articulated on ball joints, and he even has rocker ankles.
Awesome!
Very nice tight ratchets. in both his legs and knees and stuff like that.
Does he have ratchets outward?
Tight ones too.
What?
Yeah, tight like your prom date.
Didn't go to prom.
But Mr. Berg, did you know that he also has a third mode?
I didn't even know he had 2 modes. What the F is this? This is the Dragon taking a nap mode that they call.
Oh, he's not taking naps. He's got wheels. The wheels roll really well too. Really nice. Look, does it make sense? No. Is it true to the original version of him? Yes. I'll take back earlier. This ball joint is loosened up. His neck should be able to stay straight, but it's not, so I'll have to tighten that up.
It's not loose. He's just sad right now. This is sad, America.
I do want to point out some cool little ways that Perfect Effect has gotten this guy to tab together in certain areas. This piece is movable, and so this comes out. Look here, there's a little channel of this piece which slides over this part of the arm there, and it's very clever, and it actually keeps it really secure. There's all kinds of little parts like that, like here, this belly part, which ends up being his arm, taps into the crotch piece tab right there, and it all comes together the way it's supposed to, except for this top part of the belly. It's supposed to somehow tab up in here, and it doesn't seem to fit, but you know what, it's everything else fits together so well that really doesn't matter that much at all. So, you know, I don't talk about transformations a lot, but there are parts and features on this guy that are very cool in the way they did it. All right, so third mode, probably his weakest mode, wouldn't you say? I'd say that rolling dragon was pretty tight.
Dude, my dick is hard.
All right. Looking at him, he looks great in this mode as well. There's all kinds of details all over the place. Nice little hidden kind of features. He's got a hand, and then this can be sort of like, you know, the hand laser. Or if you want to go kind of the old school route and have his hand be the dragon's head, this does fold down. This comes out. So it covers the fist. And these also nicely wrap around and connect together. And then you have dragon mouth hand Megatron, and he can hold it up like that.
Yeah.
So it's got good enough articulation where it all sticks together real well. Detail wise, very great. You know, not much else to say, not much different. We'll look at the face. This is his
sculpt is great.
Yes, this is his alternate face. Very perfectly Beast Wars Megatron. Yes, that was the thing he always would say. Yes. And the paint work is great. I think this looks, yeah, all of this is painted, the actual face, and the teeth look like they're painted too. So immaculate. I do suggest when transforming him that you just remove the wings, because they just get in the way. There's nothing to do with them other than move them around and stuff. My one kind of concern with him is the plastic doesn't feel cheap, but there are areas where it feels thin. And certain areas where it feels thin, there's a lot of tight movement. So some of, like, joints are tight, and moving stuff around in transformation, I get really worried that it's going to snap, or some tolerance issues with him. There's a cool little feature. He's got this like knife thing on his shield. If you want, you pull that out. That will fold in like that, and then goes back in. Cool hidden thing. Also with the transformation, I will say, kind of be careful if you're worried about paint scraping and stuff, because it gets real tight in there in certain areas, moving things around. And I can see where over time, if you do it a lot or you accidentally have a mishap of some sort, then, you know, scratch some paint off.
Battle damage.
Yeah.
I think he looks even more like an Iron Man suit.
Oh, now? Yeah, look. And he's even got like a lid.
He's got the arc reactor.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wonder if Iron Man stole this design.
Probably.
He's articulate all over the place.
Big end.
His head moves up and down, a little bit side to side. It's a little bit hard because the tail connects to his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. His wings do all the same movement we saw before. These shoulder pad things move up and out of the way. He's got ratcheted arms. There's a separate joint in there, so those move up and down. That moves up and down. He's got Swivel bicep, very nice range on single jointed elbow. Both sides, wrist swivel, fingers are all articulated, thumb is articulated.
Well, the fingers aren't separate. These three move together, sort of, and this finger the index finger moves separately. The thumb is very strange in that it only moves in and out. It looks like it should move out and in like that, but it doesn't, so just beware of that.
Swivel waist, a super tight joint. These little skirt flaps pop up as they are wont to do in almost every third-party transformer. Can kick forward and back, nice, very nice ratchets. Ratchets to the outside, there is some swivel there due to the joint inside his crotch. It's not a full 360, but you don't need it. It gets everything you need. He's got 90 degrees knee bend, very nice ratchets on those too. His toes move on a hinge. There's ankle tiltage. I wish it was a little bit deeper, but it's good enough. He is very, very top heavy.
Yeah.
Due to his massive wings. And so I highly recommend using these still superposable tail to be a third
tripod, maybe.
A tripod. But I recommend being really careful because the end of his tail is the clear plastic. And then the head arm is just as articulated as it was in Dragon mode.
You spoke about this joint.
Yeah.
This transforms this way to put him in a Dragon, so it comes out like that.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a few poses and kind of cheat, you can do that and get some deeper stuff. A lot of his problems, posability-wise, is because of the giant head-tail thing. You know, it's posable enough that it can move out of the way, and I haven't had any frustration in terms of getting them the way I want them to look. Deep stance there, so very nice. He comes with multiple faces, and it's very easy to flip them out. So you lift his head up, and then just pull this off. But where's the other one, you may ask?
Where is the other one?
Well, you take his nifty, cool hand shield, pull it out, and then right here.
Right where?
It's even hidden so well, because they have you turn it backwards, that this is the separate face that comes out then.
Whoa! That's amazing.
And snap it on,
and store his face on his shield. Can you store his other face on the shield?
Oh yeah.
So he gets non-smiley creepy face.
Yeah.
So two faces.
Two faces, but there's more.
There's more.
You may be asking yourself, well, does he just have the laser hand? He doesn't come with any other weapons?
Why would he need other weapons?
Just because. This part of his wing,
no, don't
pull
break
it out, and there you go. You got orange sword. And like every single Masterpiece hands and weapons, pretty much ever, they have the tabs that snap right in, close his fingers, and he holds them real well. And
does the other side do the same?
Of course, because he can have the two hands, like I showed earlier. Blam! Double flame plastic swords. Great. I flipped out because I had forgotten that he came with swords. Like, that's really cool. And I just like the fact that you're able to store all his accessories on them, and in a way that isn't obtrusive and obnoxious.
Sure.
The face thing to me is really, really clever.
It's very helpful. I like that.
And yeah, it's perfect. So no bags needed. A little bit of size comparison that we didn't do in vehicle mode. Just know that he's very big. Wei Zhang Optimus Prime, and keeping with the Beast Wars theme, Optimus Primal, the San Diego Comic-Con, King Primal, Monkey Man, Optimal, Optimus, Bestiality, Primal, Prime.
Yep.
All right, so it's near the end. We're gonna rate this guy. Go ahead, Mr. Berg. Why don't you start? This is your favorite character of all time from Transformers, right?
Yeah, it is Springer. I'm gonna give this guy a 4 out of 5 hammers.
Okay.
He would get a 5 out of 5 hammers, except I know how much he costs, which is a lot of money. And he also seems a little wobbly, which is just due to the amount of size he takes up. He's huge. The sculpting is great. The paint work is great. The articulation scheme is great. It all works really, really well. Some of the joints are a little tighter than they need to be. Transformation didn't seem to be too much of a problem. I also hate the second mode. I refuse to believe that's an actual thing. I think someone somewhere is still laughing like, dumb 90s kids. Oh, you thought this was a mode. Idiots. It's embarrassing. He's awesome, and if I was at all interested in this version of Megatron, this would be the one I'd want.
This is Beast Wars Megatron.
I understand that, but the cannon's on the wrong arm.
It's Beast Wars Megatron.
Listen, man, Beast Wars was going to fail, and they had to tie it into G1, and that's the only reason why it survived.
How dare you, sir? There are people out there
that are going to
sharpening knives.
That are going to 100% agree with me because that's just fact.
Wow.
Beast Wars was tanking, so they quickly went, oh, shit, let's bring in G1 stuff.
Not true at all, but okay.
What do you mean not true? It's 100% true.
It's not true.
It's 100% true.
Not true. Yeah. Is there something you want to compare them to, though? Show a picture of?
Oh, yeah. Just for reference.
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! Card.
I'm giving him a 4.5. He is so close to a 5 for me, and he's still a Toy of the Year contender. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, yeah, it's the end of the year. You've only reviewed shitty toys.
Such a dick. I agree with you 100% on the price. He is what I like to call perfect effect price. They, I think, overpriced their toys. He's also got the perfect effect joint problems where some are too loose and some are too tight. Compared to the Leo Convoy Beast Wars 2 Optimus Primes that I have, he's still tighter than that. That guy had really bad loose hips. But he's got some great pluses too, which is just the look and the paint, and I love the way he stores his weapons and the fact that you actually have a place to store the extra face that isn't obnoxiously visible. I mean, they could have gone ahead and made it where face pointed out on his arm. They could have done that. But they actually made it fit so the face points inward, so you still just see black. You don't see a smiling face there. And it's already well hidden. So they did a great job with that. And it is top quality, but I still feel that at his price range, which is like what, 160 to 1, I'm gonna say 170. That's good there. He's overpriced, and there are worrisome spots with some of the plastic and stuff like that. But he's also got a 20-inch wingspan. Holy fuck, he's a huge toy. He's gonna take up a lot of shelf space if you wanna display him. If you are a fan of Beast Wars, if you're a fan of Beast Wars Transmetal Megatron, he is definitely the version to get. There are actually a couple other versions of him. Highly recommend this guy for everybody. He's a great toy. Really, really fun. Also a great Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't believe the fucking similarities between those two things.
I'm sure it's the same as Harry Potter and Tim Hunter.
I don't get that reference, but if you do, please leave a comment below. And thank you for watching this episode. If you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/Shakana Toy Reviews and feel free. There's $1, $2, and $3 levels, whatever you feel fits your budget or what it's worth. You don't have to support us with anything if you don't want to. That's fine too. You get all the fine stuff here for free. But there are some extra exclusive things if you are a Patreon supporter that you get to see. Feel free to say hi and leave us a comment.
Please.
Any kind of comment is fine. And we're going to kick rocks. Next time
on Transformers,
you'll hear Mr. Berg say,
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.